With this done, we go ahead and just save this project, save this whole solution file, and we're going to head into Blender. Go ahead and close that. All right, so with the Blender, this is what we worked on yesterday. We created a cannon. We have a cannon that rotates here. It'll rotate up and down so that we can shoot it. We have a dial here that will rotate around and help point our cannon. So that's pretty good. Now all we're going to do is we're going to create the bottom half of this thing, and then make some very quick modular assets, and we'll go into Unity, put it together, and try to break some targets. Should be kind of fun. But for just one quick second, I do want to make sure, I do want to grab, let's see if we can grab the set pieces. I want to be able to, let's grab this one piece here. Let's move this selection to the cursor, because I want to see if this piece here will fit on the space. And it looks like it's going to, oh, that's going to be perfect. So that means that right there, that size will work for the tower defense game for Project Orc. So we can not only use this for our side project today, but we can also use it in the tower defense game that we're going to have going forward. Now, for today, we're just going to make some very, very basic models. I'm not going to do any UVing or anything like that. Our goal is to kind of get a working production of this side project for my other students who are beginning Unity in a couple of weeks. And this will be kind of their first project, so I want to have something that they can, when they get stuck, come back and reference and work on. Aren't I the best teacher ever? I like to think so. So with that said, let's just undo those moves there, put those things back, and we will deselect these set pieces and the projectiles, because right now we don't need them. So just for very, very basic materials, we're just going to create a new material here. We'll call this Cannon Box. And we'll just pick a nice brown, I think, would be a good, maybe like a kind of a brown there. Yeah, I'm good with that. That's great. We'll go for the cannon. We'll call this Cannon Barrel. And we'll pick a black, or a really, really dark gray. That'll be fine. When all is said and done, that should be fine. And then we'll pick a rather, like this is the cannon, or actually this is going to be the pivot gear. So awesome. So the pivot gear will make this kind of a metallic gray. I think that's going to be kind of the point here. We'll make it even, we'll even give it a little bit of a blue color just so that it can be different. All right. So with these things here, what we're going to do, I'm going to add in kind of like a truck. So let's switch to the desktop here, and we'll pull up Krita, and I'm going to put a real quick sketch of what I'm looking to make real quick, just so I have a reference version for myself. Did not plan on doing this, but that's okay. Whatever, it's fine. That'll be okay. Cool. So all we're going to do is we're going to sketch out here kind of what I'm looking for. So if we have, let's say we have our kind of our cannon barrel, and it's going to go like that, whatever. Doesn't have to be great, just has to kind of show what we're doing. We've got our box. And that's going to be on top there. It's going to rest. Now, the cannon barrel sits on top of that Metal Gear platform. And this Metal Gear platform will actually sit on the top for the side project, not for the tower defense game. But for the side project, this will actually sit on top of kind of an armored tank is what I think we're going to go for. So we're going to take kind of this armored tank view. And just going to make a very, very blocky Maybe make a small bumper here. Right, and there's gonna be a door. I don't know if I'm going to paint in a door, but there's a door, there's a window. Awesome. Just a kind of very quick sketch here for what I'm willing to make. And put some wheels under it just to make it look kind of classy. So that's what we're gonna make real quick. Won't be fantastic, but it'll be passable. It'll be passable. So back into Blender, let's make that thing happen. One of the things that Parappa the Rapper, we're skipping you. So one of the things that I really want to make is I want to make the top gear spin while the bottom gear stays on top of the panel, or on top of this like tank truck. So I think what we'll do is we will go ahead, we'll duplicate this object here, and we're just going to move it down a little bit. All right, just kind of enough that when we go into edit mode, we can actually grab this face and inset significantly right there, and then extrude this up, and now it's going to look like everything is working as it should. So if we rotate this can rotate, or I guess the top one can rotate as much as it wants, but the bottom one will stay put, and that will give us the kind of look that I'm looking for as far as what I kind of expect for this side project. So we've got the base here, so that's the rest pivot. This will be truck attachment. And then we can go ahead and I guess we can make the truck. So let's... No, because I don't want the top to spin. I want them to spin independently of each other. So I'm not going to make it apparent. We're just going to leave it in place there as a part of that. So let's go ahead and we'll snap the cursor to the selected object here, and we will add in a cube. Now that's going to be the basic shape for our truck here. No big deal. It's all good. And we'll just make sure they kind of intersect a little bit, and this is all fine and dandy. So we can scale this on the y-axis. Let's go, you know what, let's go 4. No, that's 24. What if we just do 4? That should be fine. And then we can scale it on the x-axis too. Great. You know what? Let's scale it on the y-axis. Not 3, but how about 0.75? Just so that's a little bit better of a range. That's good. That's good. I like that. So this cube right here, this will be the truck. And this will actually be the parent object of them all. So the truck attachment will need to go there, and the rest pivot will need to go there as well. So now if we rotate the truck, that comes with it, but then we can rotate this. And so if it's stuck like that and we rotate the truck, it's going to stay like that. So that'll be fun. That should be fine. Cool. As long as this, yep, that's still the thing. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and shape our truck the way that we kind of saw. I kind of want to, we're going to bevel some of these edges. Let's bevel the, let's bevel this top edge here. Now the cool thing with Blender 2.8, actually we're in Blender, okay, so you can see, they have all these tools on the side, and these tools on the side actually are great tools, because what they do is they just are constantly active, and all you have to do is like click and drag, and it will bevel those things for you. But you know what? I'm going to actually bevel these all together. And maybe we'll create just a one segment there. And we'll grab these two sides, and we're going to bevel that a little bit. Maybe make one extra side there. So that's... Screw it, we're making a tank. We're not making a truck, we're making a tank, dang it. This is what I imagine a tank will look like in my future. Okay, so we'll look at that from the front here, and I just want to join... We're just going to join these two vertices real quick. No big deal. And then we'll hit Control-T, and we'll make some triangles there. That is a horrible way to make triangles, so we're going to undo that. And actually what we'll do here, I suppose, is we will... Shoot, how do I want to do this? Can I just grab these edges here and bevel them down? What will happen if I do that? Things are going to look weird. That's what's going to happen. I don't want to do that. That looks dumb. Actually, you know what? I'm not, like, super opposed to that being the tank for this side project. So we're just going to go with it. Just like that. I'm going to take this, make it not such a hideous bright green. We'll make it more of a dark army green. And so now we have a tank. And let's move the selection to the cursor. We have our tank here. It's going to be great. It's going to work just like we want it to, dang it. And that's good. So we'll rename this to, instead of truck, it's now a tank. And instead of truck attachment, this is turret attachment. Cool. All right. So with this done, we can go ahead and export this as an FBX file and kind of be done with it for now. So let's go ahead and do that. We will select... Oh, no. Let's undo that. How about letting me... No. What's going on here? Oh, it's because I have the tool selected. So let's go ahead and just select those objects here. Just the ones selected. And we're going to go ahead and save. And we'll export this as... Or we'll export each of them as FBX, or just one FBX here. And this will not go in the tower defense section, so... let's do here. You know what? I want to put them in. I don't know where I want to store them. They're not really the tower defense game, but it's not really other stuff. But whatever. We'll put it in Blender Creations. It'll be fine. We'll call this tank. No, we're gonna make a new side project. We're gonna make a new location. File stuff is great. Just make a new folder here. Where is that button? Right there. That's the new directory. New directory. We'll call this 03.1 tanks and targets. And we'll go ahead and we'll call this the tank. Cool, and we'll export that. Now what we'll do is we're just gonna go ahead and move this on over. And we'll put this over here. Now this is not going to be the final thing. It's in my turrets asset towers, and I really shouldn't have it in here, but it's okay. So with that done, we're gonna go ahead and we'll make a target real quick. Dang it, you know what? Let's undo those moves. Make sure we have everything selected and then shade it smoothly. No, whatever. Shade it flat. It's okay. It's okay that this is a flat version. I'm actually okay with that. Perfect. So let's re-export those. Yep. Cool. Oh shoot! You know what I forgot to do? We have to undo these. Dang it. Okay. So here's the thing: when you export to Blender, or from Blender to Unity, we have to do that little issue. So let's go ahead and clear the parenting on this. Can we, no, how about W? Select everything, yeah. Alt-P should clear the parents, and everything should be where they need to be. Yeah. So what we're going to do here real quick is we'll export everything. We'll put it where it needs to go. It's not going to be that big of a deal. But we need to make sure that everything is rotated correctly. So we're going to rotate all of these things on -90 on the x-axis. Then we will apply that rotation, and we can go ahead and apply the rotation and scale. We'll go ahead and apply the rotation and then rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis so that it's back. And what that's going to do is that's going to make sure that when we import into Unity, the x, y, and z axis are correct. So big thing there. So now we will then export that as an FBX file. This time it's the final time we have to do that because we've done it 3 times at this point, and now it should be ready. So these are good. And we can go build our tank in Unity. It won't be that big of a deal to build the tank prefab. All right, so we'll take these things and we'll push them back on the y-axis, just so we can make real quick a. Nope, hold on. What did I want? We want to add in a cylinder here. And we're going to make this kind of a thin cylinder. The radius could be 1 meter. That's fine. The depth, let's make this 0.5 meter. Not even. You know what? Let's make it 0.25 meters. Because this is going to be our target. So on the front of our target here, what we're going to do is we're going to do really quickly. Let's just inset this. Okay, wait a second. Oh, no. Okay, wait a second. Yep. I just want this one face here. And we'll just inset this. Whoa. What's happening? Uh-oh. What do we do? Okay. It's okay. We'll, I'm not sure what's going on right now. Undo. Back to edit mode. Here we go. Grab the face. Select the one top. Inset 0.25. Cool. Inset 0.25. Inset 0.25. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 material slots here. So we'll make this... Actually, we can just call this white. And we'll call the next material slot red, and they will help make our targets. So the white material with the base color should not be that dark gray. We'll take that all the way up to 1, which it still looks gray. But here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and we'll grab the faces on which we will have the white and the... Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and select everything. And we'll hit assign. And then we'll grab the 2 red rings here. And we'll assign. Now the red, we'll change the base color to a red. And so we've got our target. Very quick, very painless target. We can go ahead, shade that smooth, and it'll be just fine. Now if we rotate that on the X, yeah, the lighting information is only changing. Just like with before, we do need to rotate -90 on the X-axis. Apply that rotation. Rotate on the X 90 degrees, and there we go. And now the axes will be lined up accurately, so we can go ahead and export this. Oh no. crap. You know what I didn't do? I didn't hit the selected objects only on the tank. So, that's gonna suck. But whatever, we'll build the tank. It'll be fine. So, selected object only, we'll call this target. We'll export. So the target is now good. We'll move that along. Let's grab all these. Let's move this, let's call this target. And this needs to come out, and we'll just move it to the scene collection as a normal object. We can grab everything under cannon. Select those objects. Deselect that. And how about we move them to the center, all of them to the center. That'll be fine. And we need to check. I want to check to make sure it's still rotated positive or negative 90 degrees. What about this one? Yep, apparently it is, yes. Okay, I'm not sure really what's going on here, but we want to do, we want to make the pivot point the bottom of the tank. So we're going to just do that, and we're going to move that up. Lock it to the Z-axis, and that'll be fine if it goes through just a little bit. That's okay. So let's just grab this one face here. We will move the cursor to that point. Then we will grab the turret attachment, and we'll move that selection to the cursor right there. That'll be fine. So now we can parent the turret attachment to the tank. Cool. And then we grab the rest pivot. Actually, we'll go into edit mode here. Move the cursor to selected once more. Grab the rest pivot and snap that to the selected. Oh no, dang it. Whatever. Cursor to selected. Rest pivot selected to cursor. Then we'll do that one more time. We'll just grab this one face, making sure that cursor to selected. Then the cannon rests to the cursor. And then what we're going to do, because I know it's in the center because I created it this way. So we'll grab both of those faces, move the cursor to selected here so that it sits in the exact center there. Then we'll grab the cannon barrel and snap the selection up to the cursor. And there we go. All right, and you know what we need to do? We need to remove any rotation on this. So, what about locals? Dang it. Okay, let's do this. Let's go ahead. We will apply. Let's apply the rotation on that. Then we'll rotate this cannon negative 90 on the X. Cool. Apply that rotation, rotate 90 on the X, and there we go. And that should make that ready to be exported. And so now I should be able to grab all of these. Got the entire thing selected. Awesome. And one final time, we can export tank, selected objects only, and export. All right, if we did that correctly, which this time we did, it was the fourth time. Fourth time was a charm for us. Then we have targets, and we have a tank. And that really should be all that we need. So we have those exported. So let's switch over to Unity. Okay. So with Unity, here's what we're going to do. I want to, real quick, we have a camera, we have a directional light, and at this point, I should probably put a stream marker. Cool. This marks the point where I'm going to be basically creating and doing the first assignment for my juniors who are getting into Unity in about 2 weeks. So they're going to be making a kind of destroy the break the targets game with a cannon and a tank. So that's what we're going to be doing here. Oh, I'm just stuttering. If it's happening a lot, let me know. But I'm just kind of stuttering. If I'm being honest, my body's starting to tense up from the amount of push-ups I've done today, and I don't know how to handle that. So, okay. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to create a base plane here. Intermittent random pauses maybe on your end. Okay. If anybody else is experiencing stuttering that is not just me being a goofball, please let me know. All right, so we've created a plane here, and what I want to do is I just want to make this the 0, 0, 0 position. Okay. And you know what we'll do? Let's go ahead and scale this up to 100. Nah, that's too big. How about 20? Still too big. 10? By 10. By 10. All right, so we've got a plane, and it's going to be a decently big area here. We'll call this, let's rename this, ground floor. Riggin Simple, stream seems fine to you, so it might be. You've only been watching for like 10 minutes, though. Well, welcome to the stream, Riggin. How you doing tonight? How's life going? All right, so we have our stuff here. Where's the camera? Let's move the... Okay, so it is actually on there. That's fine. Then we can pretty much leave that there. This is the sun lamp. We'll move this. Actually, let's rotate that on the x-axis a little bit, just to kind of... No, the x-axis, not the y. Maybe make it a little darker so that we can see these white pieces here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we'll import our object. So for our assets, we'll just make ground floor. That's fine. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and we'll just make some walls real quick. So let's look at it from the top down. And we should go ahead and create 3D object. We'll create a cube. Call this outer walls. Come on, let me rename it. I have to right click and confirm. Outer wall. Now, I don't want it to be a child of ground floor. Maybe eventually I will, but for right now, that's not what I want. So we're going to take this and just move it over here. And I don't know. I don't think I can vertex snap. Maybe I can. So let's scale this, the cube. How about the scale is only 1 on the X? How about 10 on the Z? Okay, that is not going to be big enough. And the Y is height, so if we make that 1, that's going to be, that might be a little too small. You know what? Can I vertex select this thing? Yeah, I can, and it will snap into that area for me. Awesome. So with that, let's look at it from the top. If I make this 50, let's make it 100. What happens when we make it 100? Does that work? It does. Okay. Okay, that's just getting too far out there for me. Unity's system of movement is so much different than I'm used to. Make sure that's snapped into place. Awesome, it is. Cool. So now what we'll do is we'll just Control D, duplicate, and then just move it. And snap it into place. Awesome. And then we can grab both of them, Control D as well. We will rotate them 90 degrees on the Y-axis. Can we rotate them from the... That's not what I wanted. I just want to spin... Yeah, let's just want to do that. There we go. And then we'll make sure that they are vertex snapped. Pretty well. You're just checking out some Unity streams. You're getting bored of business apps, though, so you're thinking about screwing around with Unity. I'll tell you what, man. It is a lot of fun. I am a game dev teacher, and I'm the only one in my district, in the school district, that does this kind of thing. But I got to say, Unity is kind of awesome, so I really enjoy it. There we go. Now, how does that line up on the other side? That lines up perfectly. Now, zoom in when I want to find it, please. That's what I want. So you code, what kind of business apps do you code, Riggin? All right, so we have our outer walls, and what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to create, an empty object here. We'll just create empty, and this object, I don't want to create it in the outer wall. We want to make this walls. So we'll create it called walls, and we'll move all of our outer walls in the hierarchy underneath. So that way we can kind of hide it. Man, there is really not a great place for my head camera for Unity streams. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll make do. I'll just describe what I'm doing. It'll be fine. All right. And the reason we're going to do that is now that it is in a parent. So if we hide the parent, we can hide all of the walls if we want to. But you know what we're going to go ahead and do? We'll take this outer wall here, and we'll go ahead and make a prefab. Well, we don't want to make a prefab of it yet because we don't have a real material on it. So what we'll do is we will create a material here, and let's say the outer walls will be some type of black, maybe. I don't know. I don't want black. Let's see. Let's say a maybe a kind of red, maybe somewhere in the reddish brown hue. Right about there. Cool. And we will call this new material. Can we rename this? No, I cannot. Dang it. All right, well, I like that color value. So let's just copy this hex color here, because now we're going to delete this and then add a new one. And make sure we name it. We'll call it wall material, wall mat. Click into the color thing, drop the hex code, and be done with it. Cool. So our wall material now is going to go on all of our walls. And we'll just make sure it's on walls 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yep, and it is. So now that the material is on our walls, we know that our tank at least won't have to leave the area. And so we can have our outer wall now be a prefab as it is. So the next time we drag it, oh no, why did it not save? Why did it not save that size? That's interesting. Very interesting. Because if I drag and drop that out there, I'm only going to get a cube. And that's not what I want. I want this outer wall here to be a prefab. No, don't just give me a cube. Yeah, that's okay. Whatever. It's fine. I don't know what's going on with that. But it is what it is. Okay, let's go ahead. And you know what? This is not a tower defense game. This is tanks and targets. Tanks and targets. Oh shoot, did I create this project in the other one? Did I create it in the tower defense game? Break the targets. I guess I did, yeah. Oh well. Tanks and targets. So we'll go ahead and make a folder here. Just kind of hide this stuff. So scenes. We'll drop tanks and target scene into that. Create a folder for tank. Or let's just call it prefabs. It's fine. And then, let's see. I want this to be a one column layout. So I can see these things as they go. We have the scene. I'll create another folder here. Inside prefabs, we will call this ammo. Create a new folder, tanks. Okay, so Regan, you're in FinTech at the moment. C# API layer stuff. Angular 5 front end, mostly just data collection from users with the data processing, and then data processing on the back end. Okay, I can see why you're getting bored of that. I definitely can see why you're getting bored of that. And Human I just saved, so we're good on that. I saw your message, which prompted me to save. All right, so we've built the kind of basics of our arena here. And so now what I want to do, I just want to bring in our ground floor. Actually, let's go ahead and put a material on the ground floor. So let's create a material here. We'll call this ground mat. And I'm going to make this kind of like a sand brown, maybe. Let's try that. Yeah, so now you can distinguish ground and box, and it'll be fine. Okay, and so I guess we'll create one more for actually in the prefabs folder. Let's create a folder called materials, and I'm just going to drop these materials in there, and we'll take the ground floor prefab there. Can delete this one. Yep. And we'll rename this. Seriously, how can I not rename this? Oh, it's because I have to double click on it and keep trying to double click it until it lets me rename it. Because Unity is weird like that. Or I can just go up here and change it up here. So we'll just call it ground floor. Which that should have worked. Why won't you rename? There we go. Ground floor. Cool. So we can drop both of these into the prefabs as, we'll just call it set. New folder for set pieces. Love being organized with my data. So we'll drop these set pieces in there. Now, we need the tank. So what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and just import the new asset, and we'll go find the tanks and targets assets. We'll go ahead and import both of them, and it'll be fine. So here's our target. Everything looks great. What's our tank look like? The tank's looking a little iffy, but still kind of looks good. Okay. So we'll drag both out into the scene. Oh, dang it. Did I do that wrong? Well, I did it right. But, what about this one? Yeah, so the tank is pointing the right way. The cannon points the right way. All of these pieces are pointing the right way. The target, I didn't do that one right. I did not do that one correctly. That's okay. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of make these prefabs real quick and be done with it. So we have the target prefab, and so it's got a red on it. It's got a white on it. These are just kind of standard, except for I want them to be opaque and not transparent. So since I want them to be opaque and not transparent, I have to just export these or extract these from the prefabs. So we'll leave it there. We'll export the red there, and we'll export the white. There we go. Okay, we're going to skip the Devil May Cry stuff. I should just go through and make this playlist from my own stuff, but I'm going to say I'm too lazy for that. All right, so we're going to take this, and the red will go where it needs to go, and then this will also be opaque. And so we can take these and drop them into the materials. And now the target is ready. So you know what we should do? We create a folder for originals. And then we can drop the target original into... We can drop the target original into the original folder, and that way when we add a small collider on this, things will go the way we want it to. So we'll go ahead and add the component. And let's see. It's a cylinder, so a capsule collider could work. Circle collider, not so much. So you know what we'll do? We'll just add a box collider to that. It should fit the right size. Yeah, and that'll be okay. That'll be okay. So now that the box collider is box collider's on there, cool. We'll go ahead. This is now a prefab, and we will make that target prefab so that way we can drop in and they all have these box colliders on it. So we'll just delete that one because we don't need it. And right now we'll delete that one because we don't need it, but we have the target for any time we want to bring it back out. Cool. Go ahead, save again. And I just want to save the project overall. Now with the tank, we do have a few materials that we're going to pull off of here. So we are going to need to extract them all. And then we're going to do some things to the hierarchy. So let's actually, that didn't work. Okay, how do I go? Where's my wide TZ layout? Here we are. That's what I had originally. But I want to move the hierarchy. Let's move the hierarchy up here so I can kind of show off what's going on. What happened to the stream? Whatever. There it is. It's back. Hold on, guys. Let me fiddle around with something. Let me fix something. The Unity, that's broken. Okay, so that should be good now, and we'll just go ahead and hide the console back behind my head. That'll be fine. So we can see what's in the project. We can see the hierarchy now. Everything is a little bit better. Things are organized. So that's good. Good. That was a weird little bug out, but it's okay. Apparently, Unity doesn't like changing scenes and staying streamable. So, all right, we're going to take these materials out of here. So once again, we will extract them from the prefab. We'll just drop them in the current folder where they're at. And we're not changing the names. We're not changing the file location. We just want to move them where they go. And so what we want to do is in the inspector panel, these are all transparent. So we just want to make them opaque and then we can click and just drop them onto the cannon barrel itself. Now here's the thing. With the other Unity stuff, because there's no textures on this, it's just automatically updating since there's just materials. So if I change this from transparent to opaque, you're going to get that color right away. But if I did that and then I had to apply a UV map onto it, or the albedo texture, as it were, then we would have to drag and drop the texture into this little box here before it would actually update and show. But yeah, it's not doing that. So, all right, here we are. This material is the green, and we'll make that opaque. The pivot gear, opaque. And honestly, yeah, that should be it. So we'll take these materials now, and we will drop them in the prefab material folder. Sweet. And so we have our tank in the hierarchy. And they have some different parents here. So now if I were to rotate this, it's going to rotate everything. Whereas if I just rotate this one, oh, did I not reparent these? I don't think I did. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. What we're going to do, instead of rotating the actual mesh itself, what I want to do is I want to rotate an empty object here. And if I rotate this empty object, or the empty object, I know that the rotation, everything is fine. And it will be, even if I were to rotate just this one, Z is still forward. We can still do all of the rotations and everything. But I would rather rotate an empty than, rotate the actual object itself. So let's do that. We're going to go ahead. We'll create an empty here. And we'll call this, let's call it turret pivot. Okay. Now here's the thing. We're going to have to break this hierarchy. Oh, where is... Dang it. Let's delete that. Let's delete that. I don't want to mess with that. Let's go ahead and... we're going to break the prefab. Yep, that's fine. So now the whole prefab is broken and nothing is going to be messed with. So now we can create... We'll grab the... not the turret attachment. We'll grab the rest pivot there. When we create the empty object... Dang it, it should create it in the same spot. Alright, it doesn't quite create it in the same spot. Alright, so that is in the middle there. And if we were to look at this from the front... And let's switch to orthographic mode so that we know for sure. Now it's in the middle. And it's going to be right there. Okay? So we'll call this turret. Let's rename this. This will be turret pivot. And we'll make rest pivot a child of turret pivot. So that when we turn... Well, actually... and then we'll make... Cannon rest and cannon barrel also children, so that when we turn this, we can, or it will turn all of them. Dang it, that is slightly off center. Ah, okay. Welcome to the Beard Battalion, Coomer Spec 07. I owe you 7 push-ups for that follow. I'll do them and be right back. Dang it, 82 push-ups for tonight, huh? That's nuts. All right. So what I need to do now, actually, we're going to grab these. We're going to break that. Huh. Oh, you know what? Can we undo that? Yeah, we can. I want it to rotate at the pivot point. So if we try that now. Yeah. So now it will rotate on its own. Cool. And it's staying centered. That's awesome.
Gamers, rise up! Rise up!
Welcome to the stream opening act. How are you doing tonight? How's life going? All right, so we have a turret pivot object. And what I actually want to do is on the cannon barrel itself, I want to create... and maybe I should do this like in Blender. Maybe that'll be something I do going forward. But on this itself, I want to create an empty. The only difference is, and actually that did create it, I think, in the exact same position. Yeah, so that's what I wanted. And then we'll grab this and pull that out of there. And actually we'll make the cannon barrel here a child of this new game object. So we'll rename this game object. We'll call this cannon barrel. Let's call it barrel pivot. Just finishing coding buying items for your game. Awesome. That sounds awesome. Was it as easy or as hard as you thought it would be? Or was it like easier or harder than you thought it would be? Okay. So now when we rotate this, we should be able to rotate this. Oh, hold on. What's going on here? Nope. We don't want to rotate the rest pivot. We want to rotate the empty object here, the turret pivot. And then we can rotate the barrel pivot. And that will allow us to actually change the direction that our cannon is going to fire. So, with that selected, let's go into, can I lock? No, I cannot lock rotation or anything like that on the cannon. So now we've got the tank overall, and I guess let's reset everything to straightforward. And we can go back to that. Yeah, that's fine. It was fairly simple, besides working on dumb enumerators in Unity in order to wait a couple of seconds for the user to read. Fairly simple. Yeah, well, good. Good. We just started Unity. We spent the first hour or so of the stream talking about creating a very simple turn-based fighter. Okay, so we've got our empty object for the barrel pivot. We have the empty object for rotating the entire turret itself. And yeah, that's just an extra object that's going to spin with us. That rest pivot is what's actually going to spin. So we've got our pieces. We have our turret attachment that's going to stay there, and then we have our tank mesh, and all of that is great. So now we have our tank, and what I'm going to do, we're just going to add in. Shoot, I just want to add in a cube. Let's try that. Let's go ahead. We'll create a cube here. And, nope, not what I wanted. Create a cube. And, you know what? I could scale this up. Or, you know what? Let's, instead of creating the cube, let's create a box collider on the tank. So we'll go in, we'll add a box collider on the tank. That'll be fun. And then I will just edit the collider to also cover the top of it. So now the tank will, if we were to hit something from the front or the top or whatever, it would tell us. So that's going to be a pretty good way to do that, I think. Pretty basic way to do that, but I think a pretty good way to do that. All right, so we have that. It's still not fully done, but now we can take this collider and drop it into the prefab. We have our first tank prefab done. So now if we drop this into the scene, everything is set up. We have our collider. Things are good. We can rotate whatever we need. Awesome. Okay. Well, now we've got a few things left to do. So we've got some. Now we get into the coding of this stuff. And I'm going to be honest, this is my first time coding in Unity in a long time. So I have a general idea of what we need to do, but I may be looking some things up on stream. So the first thing I want to do is actually on this tank thing here, I want to screw it. We're going to move the hierarchy down here next to the project panel so I can see both. It is fun once I get used to it. Like I'm very much excited to get back into it, but I just have to get back into it because I've been out of the Unity game for a long, long time. All right, so the first thing I want to do is create a movement script. So we're just going to make a basic movement script, and we'll call this movement. All right, well, which means it's a new script, and we will call the script, let's call it tank move. Tank movement. So we will create and add the script. And realistically, that kind of means that I really should not have created a prefab yet because the tank was not completely finished. But at least we've got the things we need to get done. And so once we have these things, we can put them back. That's the way I'm looking at it. So tank movement. And let's go ahead, launch Visual Studio. And for some reason, we got a firewall, but that's okay. All right. So for this, really, all we're going to do is just put in our movement stuff. So if, let's say, input.get button horizontal. Transform.translate vector 3 dot, let's see, the horizontal ones. You know what? No, I'm not going to worry about that for right now. We're not going to use the get buttons at this very moment because I don't remember. I do remember the get keys. So I want to come back and do this a little bit better next time. But, well, let's get key and key code. Let's say key code W. This is going to be the forward. Vector 3 dot forward. And then let's say we move it forward at 3. Oh, wait. Let's move it forward and then 3 times time dot delta time. So it moves, actually, maybe times 3. Yeah, okay, so we're going to move it forward 3 meters per second over time. Okay? And then we'll just copy and paste this and kind of change it up. Okay, so if we hold keycode.s, that's going to be vector 3.back. And we'll make them reverse slightly slower, so 1.5. Let's go about half the speed backwards. Can I do that? No, apparently I cannot. So we'll just do 2. We'll round that up to 2. So I guess we'll make that 4 forward and 2 backwards over time. If they hold key code D, then we don't want to translate, we want to rotate. And we'll rotate vector 3 dot up, because we want to rotate around an axis, and let's say 15 degrees over time, 15 degrees per second. That's probably not right. Maybe let's do 10. Let's slow that down to 10. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing. Rotate vector 3 dot up, and we will do -10 delta time. All right, and what I can really do, we'll do public like speed. Yeah, we'll do public speed or move speed. That's what we'll do. And that should be an integer. Move speed and rotate speed. So that way I don't have to have these. We can actually just do times movement speed times move speed divided by 2. Rotate speed. And then negative rotate speed. And then we'll just go ahead and set them. So move speed will equal 4 from the beginning, and rotate speed will equal, let's say, what do we say, 10? All right, and so we'll go ahead and save that and just test that and make sure that works. So we will apply. Yep, it's there. Cool. We should see the, well, it's moving and it's rotating. Oh, hold on. I don't think I hit all of the right ones here. No, okay. So, yeah, that didn't work. Okay, so get key A, and that will rotate it in a negative direction. So WASD. Now we have them all. That was a mistake. All right, where is this camera here? Let's, where's my hierarchy? Right here, main camera. Let's move this back and up a little bit, and that way we can see what's actually going on. I'll place this camera a little bit, and we can move it back, and we can rotate as we move, and it'll rotate in the opposite direction. Cool. All right, cool. So we have our movement speed set up. Excuse me. All right, whatever song this is, let's skip it. And actually what I want to do is I want to make this camera follow a little bit behind the tank. So what I'm going to do in order to make sure I do that is actually I'm going to take this camera and I'm going to make the camera a child of the barrel pivot. Yeah, I'm going to make a child of the barrel pivot. And the reason I'm going to do that is because the barrel pivot will turn. And so as the barrel pivot turns, so actually, let's just run this again. So now it's there, and so we can see what's going on. And as we move, we can turn around, and that's all great and dandy and everything. But the reason I made it a child of the barrel pivot is because what I want to do is I want to make the turret and barrel pivot turn as well. So we have the tank. Let's go back to the tank. So we have tank movement, and on the tank object as well, we're going to need turret movement. Yep, we'll go ahead and create an add. Awesome. And let's see. Turret movement. Where are you in the project? There we go. Let's edit you. All right, so for the turret movement, I need a couple of variables here. So public transform. And I want the turret pivot. Public transform barrel pivot. That's what we called it. And the reason I want these is because with this information that I'm going to acquire from the turret pivot option and the barrel pivot option, I should be able to rotate as needed. So let's go ahead and say, how would we even do that? Is it like, okay, let's go ahead and do this. So if input dot get key code. Okay, what's going on here? Input dot get key code dot up. Why is it not? Where is that? What's going on here? Uh-oh. Why isn't IntelliJ working? This is bad. Without that, coding this is going to suck. Does it still work over here? Transform dot whatever. Okay. Okay. This is not okay. What if we do this? What if we do game object? No, literally none of this is filling out anymore. That's not good. Fantastic. So we're going to try it and just see how it goes. And we will just go ahead and copy this because we're going to place it here. Army Hat, thanks for hanging out, girl. Have a good night. Thanks for keeping track of the push-up count. I will hold on to the fact that I have done 82 since we began the stream. Okay. So instead of moving these forward, what I want to do, key code not W, but up. Is it up? Is it just up arrow? Okay. So down arrow. Yeah. There we go. If they're doing the up arrow, what I want is I want the I want barrel pivot not to translate up, but to rotate. Vector 3 dot left. Rotation speed. And okay, I need an int for that. And I'll need rotation speed, and I'll need tilt speed. And they should actually be capitalized. No, up arrow does not equal vector 3 dot up. But what I want them to do is when they move the up arrow, I want the barrel pivot to rotate along the left at the tilt speed. And when they do the down arrow, vector 3 dot left again at the tilt speed. And this should be, I guess, left arrow. And then this will be right arrow. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Vector 3 dot left, vector 3 dot left. Okay. So this will be barrel pivot dot rotate. Paste there. That's good. Over time at delta time. And then this will be turret pivot dot rotate around the up. And then actually right should be positive and left should be negative. Cool. So we can go ahead and save that, and I guess go ahead and give a rotation speed. Let's set that equal to Let's set that equal to 15 or 20. Let's set it equal to 20 because it probably rotates much faster than whatever the other one. And the tilt speed, let's say it will tilt 10 degrees every second. Cool. So now we've saved it. We've saved the entire project. And let's run Unity. All errors have to be fixed. What dost thou mean? The name rotate speed does not exist in the current context. Ah, okay, it's rotation speed. Rotation speed. There we go. Now, let's try this. When I hold the up arrow, what happens? Oh, nothing happens because I didn't actually set it. So we go back to the hierarchy, and on the tank, we have, oh, this is just going to get really annoying. Whatever. I'll just hide the hierarchy again. Okay, it's fine. Make sure that kind of fits. So, on the tank, we have a turret pivot where it has no objects there, and we have a barrel pivot and we have no objects there. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to grab the object, click and drag the object from the hierarchy into the right one. So now turret pivot has the turret pivot transform, and barrel pivot has the barrel pivot transform. All right, and so we should be able to save that. And we did this correct. Now we can rotate. Oh, shoot. I did something wrong. Well, at least it rotates up, and it's not rotating down. That's okay. That's because we messed up a little bit. So, down arrow, we want it to go in the negative direction. What the heck happened with that? So, we weren't pressing key code A or S or any of that. So, it should not have turned the tank. That was weird. The left arrow, left rotation speed. Oh, transform.rotate. Yeah, okay. That was my problem. Turret pivot.rotate. That fixes our error. Awesome. We'll save. Go back into Unity. Try this one more time. All right. And so we're doing this so that what's actually happening is the camera is following the target. Now, you can kind of move and realign it if you want. Am I flying right now? I'm flying right now. Oh, wait. Okay, no. It just looked like I was flying because there's nothing really in the scene. We're just going forwards and backwards. We're not going up. Okay, just wanted to make sure that was the case. Okay, so now what we can do is we're just going to have it create the cannon. Okay. So we've done a lot of good things. We've got a movement script. We have a turret movement script. It's rotating things the way it should rotate things, which is awesome. So we'll go ahead and make sure we save the project and save the scene. Okay. Now, the next part, we want to make sure that we can actually fire the cannon here. So grab the cannon barrel, and what I'm going to add here, I'm just going to create another empty under the cannon barrel, and we'll call this, we'll call it barrel end. Okay. Now we're going to move barrel end to the end of the barrel. Right, as if that weren't self-explanatory enough here. We can look at it from the top, zoom in. Yeah, you do have to save the project and the scene separately, yes. Okay, so we will create that there. Let's look at it from the right-hand side. Look at it from the right-hand side, make sure it's roughly in the center there. It should be. Okay, so we have a barrel end now, and what I want to do is I want to instantiate a cannonball to fly out of the cannon on the tank as we go forward. Okay, so once again, we'll just save real quick, and we'll go back into Blender where we have our objects. Now, we created, on my last stream yesterday, we created a cannonball. So if we move this to the cursor real quick, can I select the cannonball, please? Oh, I can't select the projectiles apparently, so now let's move it to the cursor and then move it a little bit over. We don't actually have a material on this, but this is the right size, so we just want to make sure that we are, let's apply the scale. And it really doesn't matter what direction this thing is in because it's a sphere, you know? And it's going to fly, but we'll go ahead and do the safe thing. We'll rotate this on the x-axis negative 90 degrees. Apply that rotation, and then rotate on the x 90 degrees, and that'll line those things up. Now what I'm going to do, we're just going to add a Cannonball Texture, or Cannonball Material here. The Cannonball Material will just be black. We're just gonna go for a very, very dark black. There we go. Cool. And we can go ahead and save, I guess, and export the FBX file. Call this just Cannonball into the tanks and targets. We've exported it, and we can go into Unity, and we can import the new asset here. And I think I'm dropping them in tanks and targets. I am, so we'll import the cannonball. Black with a smiley face. When we texture this, Ghost, I will. Black with a smiley face. Let me write that down, actually. We'll put that in the tower defense game, and I'm going to credit you in the credits of that tower defense game for that idea. So let me just pull up that Google Sheet real quick and put that in there. Make sure I spell your name correctly. Ghost GM TK. Smiley face on the Cannonball. I'm definitely going to do that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Okay. But for now, all we need is the Cannonball, and it's fine. We just want to make sure that it's not transparent. So we're going to take the Cannonball. We're going to extract the prefab here. Drop it in the normal thing. Grab that. Oh, it is opaque. That's nice to know. It hasn't been, or the rest of them haven't been. So here we go, Cannonball Material. We have a Cannonball. That's fine, I guess. We'll drag this into the ammo prefab, and we're good. Now, what I want to do is I want to shoot this Cannonball, and it'll be great. So here's the thing, Human Bean. While you would think that it would be great to have the barrel end inside the barrel, it's not really. What you really want, actually, shoot, we're not done with that. Dang it, we need to delete that. Yeah, we're going to delete the prefab. The reason we're going to delete the prefab is 2 reasons. One, we need a sphere collider. So we'll add a sphere collider to it. Great, perfect, done. All right, and then what we're also going to add to do is a rigid body. Now, rigid bodies handle physics. So I just want this Cannonball to be able to move things around. So we'll put its weight. This is in kilos, and cannonballs weigh roughly 6 pounds. So we'll go 2.5. Its mass is 2.5. It's going to use gravity. It's not kinematic, so it'll be fine. But now that we have a sphere collider on it and a rigid body, now wait a second. The variable pivot of turret movement. Wait a second. What? No, it was definitely defined. It was fine. I don't know what's going on here. Unrefined reference exception. I don't think it's going to cause us to have a problem in the game. Let's see. It should run. Okay, so now we can actually see this Cannonball in front of us, and we could move it around, except for some reason we are simply going right through it, as if the sphere collider didn't even exist. So we need to check the collider on this thing. So let's, with the tank, I'm going to check our collider here. We're going to edit this. We're just going to move it out just a bit. And move it out just a bit. So that way, it's not being collided with at all. Yeah, that's good, I think. Let's try that again. Huh. That is so weird. That we cannot hit the Cannonball. What if we also add a rigid body to this? What if we make the mass 10? Try this again. Maybe the reason it wasn't interacting is... What the heck? Why is the cannonball now moving? Oh, it wasn't the cannonball moving. What on earth? Okay. Very strange. Very strange. The fact that the thing just slid forward. That's a problem. It needs to be bolted down. I'll look into why that's happening. That's a little weird. That is a little weird, not gonna lie. That was really funny, though. It was fun finding that out. If anybody knows why that would happen, maybe we can... Huh. Honestly, I have no idea. This little piece here is what moved, which actually means that it was... No, actually... Not sure why everything tried to go forward. So the thing is, they are grouped up. Well, I guess I could make turret attachment. I guess I could make, yeah. There we go. Now everything is a part of the tank. So if we do that again, now that it's parented better. Let's try that again. That was very strange. Well, that solved our problem. That definitely solved our problem. Huh. That was weird, though. Oh, hello, doggo. Yeah, the dog just walked in. Huh, that's so strange. Okay, well, we made it a parent and a child. So now it looks like it's fine. But we're gonna have to redo this prefab here. So you know what we're gonna do? We'll just go ahead and delete that tank prefab because we don't need it. Dang it. So now what we'll do is we will add in a firing script on the tank. Okay, so we're going to fire cannon, new script, create an ad. Assertion failed. Why did the assertion fail? Callback not registered. What on earth does that mean? Hold on, let's clear on play. Let's clear. Oh, wait a second. Did we mess something up? Did we do something wrong? We did create a fire cannon script. Yeah? Play now. Nope, that's fine. Okay, I think everything is good. With this cannonball, we have a mass, we have an angular drag, cool. It's got a sphere collider, rigid body. Everything is great with the cannonball. So now we'll go ahead and make that a prefab there. And so we can delete this actually. We don't need it anymore. But we do need the fire cannon script. So we'll add that on there. And let's go open that up. Let's reload the solution. That sounds great. Oh, okay. Not sure what the heck was that, but now, apparently, turret movement wants to work. Okay. So what we need now, we'll create a public variable for a rigid body. Public rigid body. Now, what this is going to allow us to do is create that that cannonball whenever we want. Did it change the interaction with colliders too? What changed interactions with colliders, Human Being? Are you talking about the redoing the parenting structure? Because that did, yeah. Let's call this ammo. Yeah, and then I'll need a public transform. Call it barrel end, because ultimately that's what it's going to be. Okay. We don't need to. Up, and you know what I'm going to do? And we're just going to public int. Oh, float. Cooldown. We'll call it reload. Reload time. Okay. And for starters, we'll just set reload. Reload time equals 5. And there we go. When I fix the throttle barrier. Yeah. So it did change the interaction with the collider a little bit. But for the most part, it stayed the same. All right. So what I want them to do, I want the fire button to be the spacebar. Because the way I've got it set up right now, you're using WASD and the arrow keys. So if input dot get key key code dot space, and I guess let me create a private bool can fire and can fire and we'll just set can fire to true in the start method. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to instantiate ammo at barrel end dot position, and I think I want to say it's barrel end dot rotation. Ooh. And then probably ammo dot add force. And let's say it fires out at a vector 3 dot forward. Man, I want to say this is it. We're gonna try this out. Vector 3 dot forward times, let's see how much. What do we say? 15. 15 force. And then can fire equals false. Okay. Okay, let's see. You know what we'll need? Let's create another. Because what I'm doing right now is I am creating a fireable like a reload time, so that you can only fire like every couple of seconds here. Let's create private float. You know what, let's set, instead of reload time, let's set it to 3 seconds just for testing purposes. Let's see, what do we want? Yeah, that's what I was saying. So reload time for upgrades, right? But then, what do I want to name this thing? Because it's not like it. I want a variable that's going to basically hold the time till, I guess, time till fire, I guess. And I guess time till fire equals Let's try this. Time dot delta time. Will that work? Time dot, what is that? Hold on, maybe that's the right one. The time at the beginning of this frame. Yeah, time dot time. Let's try time dot time plus reload time. All right. So, and then what I want to do is I just want to have if time dot time is greater than time till fire, can fire equals true. I think that should work. That logically should work. Yeah. Time since reload. Riggin, that's a nice idea. Time since reload. Well, no, because, yeah, time till fire. I think time till fire is a better option there. I'm about to sneeze. I can feel it. Oh, it's the worst feeling. It's just like you feel it. It's not coming. So, yeah, basically time dot time. It's greater than that. That should work. That should work. Logically, that should work. So, let's give that a shot. Let's go back into Unity, and we'll play our game. Oh, wait. No, that's not going to work. I didn't set it up. No, dang it. No. Okay, where's the tank? Let's go set that up now. Where did I apply that script? I applied it to here. So the... and actually, you know what I want to do? I have this cannonball here. And I want to add a destroy ammo script to it. Yeah. So now we have the destroy ammo script. And I want to open that. And we'll reload the solution. And basically, I just want to destroy game object after, let's say, 3 seconds, right? So that way it destroys itself. We're about to type bless you so we know the feeling. Okay, ammo equals... Well, okay, so one thing at a time, right? I just want to make sure this thing is going to fire. I don't know yet if it's going to really... I'm like... So I've got all this information in my brain, and I'm just, like, trying stuff right now. So that looks right. The cannonball now has the destroy ammo script on it. It should... Can I not see that script? Oh, I guess I have to click on the script for that. Yeah, it'll destroy the game object after 3 seconds. That should be fine. This cannonball now has it on it. Cool. So, cannon fire. The ammo that it's going to fire is this cannonball right there. Cool. And the barrel end is the barrel end. There we go. And reload time will be set when we begin. So, if we fire... Whoa! What the heck happened there? Okay, you know what? Actually, I think part of what just happened there was that we have a rigid body on the tank. So we're going to get rid of that rigid body on the tank. We're just going to remove that component. I don't think it really matters, ultimately. We have a collider. Let's try again. Well. Oh, I know what's happening. I see what's happening here. So what's happening is it's getting fired, and then it's colliding into the collider because our collider is where it's at. So what we'll do is we'll just edit the box collider. No big deal. We'll just move this down. And now our collider will go to here. Maybe make that a little taller. What is happening? Like, I see it creating something. But it's not firing it. What happened? Okay, let's try this. Let's move the main camera out here. Okay, wait, let's pause. Let's pause this so that we can just move the main camera over. Dang it. Okay. That's so weird. It was creating them, and then they were getting stuck. And then it said, screw you guys, I'm not creating these anymore. But it's still creating something in the hierarchy, so maybe we can see what's happening. Okay. So it's creating the thing. Ah, okay. I think I know what's happening. Okay. So, excuse me. When we instantiate this, what I actually need to do is I need to instantiate a... I think I need to instantiate the ammo as a rigid body. So let's try this. Let's go rigid body. I guess we'll just call it shell, whatever. Equals instantiate as rigid body. I should be able to do that. Yeah. Okay, so then it should be shell dot add force, and then it'll destroy itself over time. Let's try that again. Well, dang it. Huh, that's very weird. Barrel end is fine. Oh, I have to pull that out just a bit. What if it was colliding with the thing? Nope, it's still doing something dumb. What the heck is happening? Welcome to the Beer Battalion Thunder 64. I owe you 7 push-ups. Let me hit those real quick and I'll be right back. Yeah, I do push-up around here, Thunder. I do push-ups for followers, donations, subscriptions, all of that. It's just a way for me to get up and out of the chair, get a little bit of exercise while we're doing game dev or playing games or whatever. And it's my way of welcoming you. No, I think Army said I'd done 80. Yeah, so 89 push-ups this stream. It's been a very, very good stream for me. Okay. But it's going to be a very aggravating stream if I can't figure out why this cannonball doesn't get fired. It gets created. It destroys itself after 3 seconds. We're building it as a, hold on. Let me just go check. What if we get rid of this? Will this work? Will it still work? Yeah, it should still work there. So we have shell. And we should just be able to, like... We should just be able to add force to it. Huh. That's very weird. No, vector 3 dot forward is 1. So remember that z is forward in Unity. So vector 3 dot forward is 1. Maybe that's it. Let's try that. All I did was remove as a rigid body. Dang it. Okay. Well, okay, it might be. Try changing multiply to plus. Okay, I mean, we can try. But it's supposed to multiply by, Alright, let's try plus 15. Yeah, that doesn't work. Alright. We can only multiply it. Huh. We should be able to add force here. Let's check. What are these? Let's check the. Can we check the overloads? Nope. Apparently not. This is very strange. What if he's right? What if we need to up the force? What if we need to up it to 50? Let's just go overkill with it. Attach to Unity. And I guess we can close that one because we helped that guy already. Oh, no. Not what I wanted to do. We Dang it. All right. Well, let's try something because it is going forward. No, I don't want Blender. Click the wrong button. You know, that's just ain't that the most just aggravating thing? Okay. Let's try vector 3 dot back. All right, which is -1. No, that's dumb. We won't be able to tell that. Let's see vector 3 dot left. Left. All right, so that it should not come down directly in front of the barrel. Yep, and it's going left. It's going left. It's just hitting. It's got to be. It's like hitting a wall here. And there's no object right here. This is barrel end. Cannonball. There's just a mesh ringer. There's no collider anymore. And the collider's down here now. This is so weird. And according to Unity's documentation, my code is literally the code needed. Though we did get the timer to work. The reload time is nice. That's a nice thing. Yeah, so we have the barrel end transform at the bottom there. Okay, let's check something. Okay, we have a transform for barrel end. That's what we needed. We have the rigid body for ammo. Wait a second. What if it doesn't need a rigid body? What if it just needs game objects? What if we just game object? As rigid body. Nope. Okay, that did not work. We tried it. Well, it was inside the tank collider at some point. Hold on. So what was that? Hold on, like let me check this code again. All right, it should build the code, or it should build that. That's not a problem. That's not. Okay, what if we just say shell dot velocity equals, let's say, barrel end dot forward. Yeah, because that's a transform times, let's do the 15. So let's set the velocity instead of just adding a force. See if that changes things. Cool, I guess. One more time, shall we? Why does that freaking work? All right, well, it is firing. All right. Why does the velocity work instead of adding? That's so weird. Oh, wait, guys, I know what was wrong. I know what I did wrong. Okay. So I can use the add force method. But instead, where I was using vector3.forward, what I actually needed to do was use barrel end.forward, check some notes, and then we'll multiply that. We'll just go by 50, and then that should work for us. Instead of setting the velocity, we can just add a force, let the rigid body slow it down over time. No, gosh, freaking dang it! That works. I've seen it work. Okay, I am literally looking at the code for this on Unity's tutorial website. And the only thing that I don't have right now is as rigid body. That's it. If we add this and it doesn't work, then something has changed and they need to redo their tutorial. I've literally looked at their code. Oh my gosh. Freaking what is this? What even is this thing? Goodness. I mean, to be honest, the tutorial is a little old. But it's still, all the information is still good, and the code still works and compiles the right way, so it should, by all accounts, do what I expect it to do. Barrel end dot forward, that's the position. Barrel end dot rotation, that's great. The rigid body that we're grabbing here is ammo. We've got to make a new instance of it called shell. Then we'll add the force. Why doesn't that work? I don't know. Times 5,000. Let's freaking try it. Times 5,000. Yeah, I don't think it's the amount of force that's the issue, but like it might be. So, you know. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Times 5,000. What happens? We multiply by 5,000. Is it just not creating? Oh. Well, that's it. It was just not going anywhere. Huh. Who Man Bean? You're awesome. 10 force used to be enough. Can we shoot a cannonball? There we go. There we go. All right. So now we can put this camera back the way we wanted it. That's so weird. Thank you very much. That works now. I wonder if they did change that. It used to be enough. They used to do that, but I guess that's it. It just wasn't enough force to go. So yeah, it might have been working originally, So we're just gonna leave the add force thing there. I did need this. This was missing. I forgot that I had to create a new, like, an instance. So actually, let me just rename this to ammo instance. So I just know, because eventually one of my students are gonna be like, "How did you code this?" And I'm gonna have to pull up a snippet of code for them. So there. Documentation is always out of date because, you know, the documentation changes and nobody wants to go and document things. Trust me. Well, you don't have to trust me. You guys are working in, you know, business code. Nobody wants to go and document that. That's like the worst thing on earth. But eventually, some kid's going to ask me how I did this, so I want to have good naming, follow my own crap. All right, cool. And we have the campfire, and everything is good, and life is good. We have the destroy ammo. Awesome. Whoa, Thunder, thanks for the sub with the Twitch Prime. I owe you 10 push-ups for that. Let me hit those. I'll be right back. We're at 99 push-ups for today's stream. Just a little thanks for letting us go to the room during lunch. No problem, Thunder. Thunder, are you one of my kids? I guess you must be. You're referencing that. 99 push-ups. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel that tomorrow. But I don't feel so bad. Those like, okay, you go to my room often. Okay, awesome. You're CS. Okay. Well, you picked wrong, Thunder. You should have been in game dev. It's so much more fun. It's more aggravating, but it's more fun. Okay, so let's see. What do we need? Turret movement's good. Cool, I can close that. Tank movement, good. I can close that. Fire cannon, now it's good. Thanks to Human Bean telling me to just jack the force up, see if it worked. The destroy ammo is good, and fire cannon is good. We'll go ahead and just leave it, though. We'll go ahead and save everything. Now, the one thing I want to do, let's put this, let's go back to perspective mode. I'm going to put the camera back where we originally had it. There we go. And you know what? I'm going to let's put this directly. Uh-oh. Where's that at? Let's move that to rotation at 0. Good. And you know what? I want to rotate it a little bit on the x-axis. It's 30. Just about 15 degrees should be fine. That way I can kind of see in front of wherever I'm going. So if we try that, yeah, okay, let's see what happens. Let's put this main camera. This main camera is going to go back under barrel pivot where it was there before, and then I guess we could check the collider and see if that collider is going to matter, because I would like to be able to use this collider if I were to, say, add in a second player or whatever and do a split screen. I don't know if I'm going to do that. This is kind of just a goof-off project for me because I'm going to make my students do this. So now let's try that. Okay, cool. It literally doesn't matter, and we can... Whoa, wait a second. Okay, it's because it collided with the thing. But there we go. Multiplayer on this world would be fun, like an old Atari style combat. That could be fun. That could be fun. Like my students right now, play a like a flash game, like a tanks flash game. Let's see, tanks game, I guess. I think it's this one. Oh no, it's not that one. Anyways, they play like a 2D flash game of it. It could actually be really fun if we built a 3D version of it and they could play. I actually have videos that I could learn, like instructional lessons on how to make it 3D, or do the networking and server stuff. So maybe we'll do that. Okay, we're gonna take the tank, and you know what? Screw it. We're gonna go ahead. We're just gonna go ahead and say that each tank will have its own camera. So I don't know which one, how that will work in the scene, but we'll just go ahead and give the tank the camera for now, so that it's there. All right, and we have the directional light. Now what I want to do is I just want to add in the targets, and we're going to test on the targets here. But I need to add a script to the cannonball. So what I'm going to do is we're going to add a component script, and we're going to say, I'm going to call this destroy target. Yep, and we will create and add that script. And let me go ahead and make a general folder for scripts so that I can put them all in one spot. Organization is key, y'all. It's key. Oh, and that's the original one. This is the original, so we'll drop that in originals. And this is the original tank, so we'll drop that in originals. Cool. So as a CS student, can you tell me what programs you use to run stuff like this? Is it Visual Studio, just Visual Studio and Unity? So Visual Studio and Unity provide all the coding and stuff, but we also do Blender to do the 3D models. Yeah, right. Okay, let me see if I can find this 2D tank game. Tanks with walls, 2D. Battle tanks, maybe? Game 2D? No. I feel like this might be it, if it'll load. I just gotta sit through the advertisement. Let's have it sit through the advertisement. Once it finishes. Oh, I gotta upload Adobe Flash Player. It's probably on like coolmath.com or something. The kids play this game every stinking day. How is it not like one of the first? Yeah, Cool Math is blocked. But it's like something you would find on coolmath.com. Ghost, thanks for that list. I don't think any of these are them, actually. There's a game called Flappy Tank. That's kind of cool. Let's look at these. So these are it. None of these are really like it's something. If I can find something similar, I'll show you something similar. But it's like a game where you can you fire. It's like this. It's like this game right here. It's not this game right here, but it's like this one right here, where when you fire, the bullets will bounce off the walls, and so you can kind of like get them around corners and everything, firing it. So it's like this one right here. Yeah, is it called Tank Trouble? Tank Trouble. QM. Let's see. Yeah, it's this one. This is Tank Trouble. This is what my kids play, right? So it would be kind of cool to like force them to make a like a weird version of this. I don't even know. I don't know how to play this game. I've never played this game. But it's Tank Trouble 2, and that's what they play. So having a 3D version of that would be pretty cool. So I think that might be what I'm starting to work on. I might, if I get it finished, I'll we'll think about selling it for like $1. Kids can play it off their flash drive. That'd be kind of fun. I get into trouble from the other teachers, but it's worth it. All right, so Tank Trouble. There we are. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make these targets deletable now. So we'll just put a target in the scene, and we can rotate this now. Well, let's rotate it 90 degrees. Let's put it up. Let's just put it up there in front. Very hard to. Now here's the thing. What we can do is we can add a tag. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a tag. We'll call the tag target. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to seen worse game ideas on Steam, so I might actually get a decent $1. That'd be kind of cool. We'll see. It would be, that'd be something I might have to do like a local network for. Like you might have to do local network connection, but that might be something that can absolutely be done. So maybe we'll work on 2 projects at the same time. We'll get this one on there. We'll get the tower defense game up and running eventually. So we're going to tag this thing as target. Now, when it's tagged as a target, what that means is when our ammo collides with something, right? So we have a destroy target script. What we're going to do is when the thing collides with something, we're going to check the on collision enter, and we're going to see if what we collided with is a target. If it is a target, we're going to destroy that target. All right. So we'll go into the scripts folder, and we'll destroy target. We'll open that up. We'll reload the solution, and here we are. Now the destroy target, we don't really care about a start or an update, so we're going to just go ahead and delete those because they don't matter. But we will create an on collision enter, and if collision dot game object dot tag equals target, destroy collision dot game object. So this will destroy the game object whose collider we are colliding with. Cool. So there we go. All right. So that should work. Everything should be great on that. You know, it'd be really funny. Well, no. So this will only work. This will only work if the object is tagged as target. So what we're going to do, just to prevent any wackiness, is we'll go to the tank. We'll go to that tank prefab we have, and we will tag this as player. And we'll go ahead and save our scene and save our project. And hit play, and let's test this out. So we fire the cannonball. Oh, you know what I need to do? So if the target gets destroyed, I also want to destroy the cannonball. So where is the destroy ammo script? No, I don't need the destroy ammo script. The destroy target game object, and then we'll destroy game object. So this way we destroy the object we collide and the cannonball at the same time, and they're good. Boom, and they're gone, and we've destroyed the cannon, and that's the target, and it's awesome. So now we can kind of set this level up, put in a couple of walls here, put in a couple of targets. But let's do that in a different time. Let's just put a bunch of targets in here and blow some stuff up and call it a day. We've done a good stream. So here's the thing, I won't be streaming tomorrow. I know my schedule says I will, but a friend of mine is moving away. So we're going to go hang out with him instead. Did I make my own bot instead of using Nightbot? No, that is not the case. I actually use Streamlabs bots, both their separate application bot and their bot that comes inside of Streamlabs. So, all right, so let's go ahead and duplicate this target, and we'll place this. Maybe we place this in the very back here, and let's rotate it this way, and maybe duplicate that target and move the duplicate this way. And let's change it to local axes here. Maybe raise this really high, rotate it down. All right, and maybe we Control D, move these around. So we found out today that we might be in a position to start up a esports team at the school. That's kind of cool. Wait, Control D. Let's move it. All right, and let's place this one like way off in the distance. I don't even know if we're gonna be able to hit this one. I just want to put it way off in the distance, kind of up in the air. All right, and the last thing we'll do is we'll just create an empty in the hierarchy. We'll call this the. Actually, you know what? Let's delete that one. I don't want to create all of these, and then we'll create an empty in the hierarchy. We'll call this targets, and then what we can actually this capital T for targets. Ghost. So about my teaching job, is it online based? You don't have to whisper to me, man. You can. Oh wait, no, you're not whispering. So, are you whispering? You might be. It is not online based. I teach in a physical high school. Not everyone can join my classes, but I do put a lot of my content up on my YouTube channel. So if you wanted to check out the YouTube channel, Ghost, you can check out the YouTube channel. You'll get most of the lessons there. These videos, all of my videos streaming go up there. My wife and I do share the channel for her streams as well as mine. But I have to, so some of the videos I pulled from a previous channel called TZ Teaches, where I uploaded all of my original stuff. As I go forward in life and with streaming and, you know, career game development, I'm going to be recreating a lot of those. That's what I'm primarily going to use the Thursday streams for this semester while my wife's got class, so I figured I would get some work done. Good question about the bot. I was going to say that would be some good content to see how you add the push-up count to your stream. Adding a push-up count, super easy. I just have to create just a file. I have a program that'll already do it, and I just have to set the hotkey for it. It's a very simple thing to do. So we can go ahead and we'll kill that one. The best part about this is I can just keep moving forward. Oh no. And we'll hit that target there. I can keep moving forward. I can rotate all while moving this. Ooh, and that did a cool thing. I am going to want better models though, but this, you know what though? For creating a mini game in 2 or 3 hours, not bad. Not bad, all said and done. Granted, I did spend a little time last stream doing some of the work. Oh, I overshot that. I wonder if I'm going to be able to hit that one in the distance. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question because it's not that hard to create a Blender model of their own tank. But I did make them create a cannon before. I think I am going to make them create their own tank. I told them I would give them mine to use, but I actually really want to see what they can come up with. All right, moment of truth. I can just go through walls. I can go through these walls because I don't think the walls have a collider on them. But the walls should have a collider on them. That's really weird. Let's check these walls. Yeah, the wall has a box collider. So if it has a box collider and I have a box collider, why can I walk through them? That's very weird. I know not why. And we got all the targets, guys. All the targets are gone. We have succeeded in our mini game. It has been a great time. I can now officially... What happens if I go through? I'm through the wall. Trump can't stop me. We're through the wall. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that. There appears to be some weird collision detection on the tank. I think maybe it's because the box collider is on the tank model itself instead of the tank actual thing that's got all the stuff on it, but I don't know. I'll look into that another time. So guys, thanks for hanging out. That's the end of the how to create a destroy the tanks game. We're gonna go ahead and save the scene so we can save the work, save the project. We will probably be coming back to this because I like the idea of creating a 3D version of Tank Trouble to sell to my students. They can afford $1. That doesn't make me evil, right? I don't know. So I'm gonna get on out of here, guys. Thanks for hanging out. It's been wonderful. It's been awesome. Check me out on YouTube. I will see you again on Saturday. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'll make that announcement in the Discord, but I will not be streaming tomorrow. I have a going away party that I must attend and a cake that I must bake for that party. So I will catch you guys on Saturday, and we will probably be working on something either for this game or for the tower defense game, and I'm not sure which, but it's probably going to be a combination of both. All right. Have a good night, y'all. It's been awesome. It's been fun. Let's see if anybody's... I don't think any of my Twitch friends are currently streaming. No. None are currently streaming, and I don't generally raid people that I don't know because I don't want to drop you guys into a channel where things are going to get awkward. So, Indy, welcome to the stream. You finally made it, and I'm shutting up shop. But since you're here, let me show you what we worked on. Let me show you what you worked on. We now have a game where we can fire cannonballs out of a cannon and destroy targets. And we can move the cannon around and aim the cannon and the turret respectively. Best part about this, in my opinion, is that you can control both. You do have to have both hands on the keyboard, but it's okay. So this is what we worked on today, man. Sorry you missed it, but yeah, I love this little game. We made it in roughly 2 hours. So since basically 7:30, we worked on this and got it done. So couple of sessions, yeah, we'll get some scoring going on. We'll definitely have like a time limit to see how fast you can break them. We'll put in some walls. We'll figure out the collision problem. Who knows? It'll be fun. All right. Like I said, guys, thanks for hanging out. We're gonna go ahead and shut down the stream. I will catch you guys next time. Again, I'll be streaming on Saturday, not tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. See you next time.